Welcome to another episode of Outside the Ring. I feel like crap.
I can't believe they did that on Raw.
That actually made me more sick than I am right now.
Yeah, it was in very bad taste.
Oh, well, that's WWE for you. By the way, I'm the one, the only Jason.
Murphy!
Yeah, baby! Murphy. I am struggling. I've had to cancel. I couldn't cancel another show. We've done one Monday, and I've been feeling like death since Monday. I called it, too, on, I think, our last show. I think it was Monday. I said, I feel like I'm getting sick, and I was not playing around because the next day I felt like ass.
Well, you said that today you already ran 5 miles.
Yeah, I ran 5 miles today. I'm going to go for another run tonight, and actually it kind of helped me.
Yeah,
but,
it helps you sweat it out, out the bad stuff.
Yeah, I wish I could sweat off Raw.
Oh, God.
That's kind of impossible. And you are the one, the only, Troy Stone Cold.
I still can't believe they did it.
Austin. Outside the Ring with the number 1 on Twitter. Outside the Ring on Facebook. Our email.
OutsideTheRing316@gmail.com.
All right, so do you want to start this, or do you want me to start it?
Oh, God, I really don't care. It's bad either way.
Okay, so basically, on Raw, CM Punk comes out during Lawler's big return. Lawler comes out, says, hey, I'm back. You know, it was an emotional thing. It was a true. I mean, even Michael Cole was tearing up. It was. You could tell it was not. It was not a storyline. This part of the show was very sincere.
This was Jerry actually speaking to the fans, not on a script.
And let's keep in mind, Troy, he was clinically dead
for like 10 minutes.
This is not a joke, in my opinion. This was a very serious situation where. You know, looking back at that Raw,
wasn't part of the story.
No, this is not a storyline. This is not an angle. This was a true to life situation where somebody could have died on live television.
Yeah,
I don't find that funny.
No, not in the least.
And maybe I'm hearing mixed reactions to this, but let's get on to what happened, and then we can kind of dissect it. But Punk comes out with Paul Heyman.
Of course.
And I cannot believe they went there, Troy. They made fun of the fact that Jerry Lawler had a heart attack and was clinically dead.
It was they even made fun of it to the point where Heyman had a mock heart attack in the ring. Now, for all you people saying, oh, I hate Punk for that, blah, 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 it's not Punk's fault.
No.
It's the morons, the sick douchebags in the back that are writing this crap.
I said to my buddy over here off air, I said, even if Lawler approved of it and said, okay, that's fine, why even ask? Would you be the guy, Troy, backstage going, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's ask, who would be the guy to ask Lawler if that's okay?
Yeah, I mean, and this isn't the first time this has happened to Jerry.
No.
Remember back earlier in the year when his mother died?
Yes. Oh, God, yes.
They used that in the storyline, too.
And
that is just ridiculous.
And you could tell how close.
Don't make fun of Punk or whoever is saying this stuff. You really want to go after the writer who wrote this stuff and thought, hey, let's really make it seem real and bring these tragedies and these real people's lives into the business.
I said this on Facebook, too. In my opinion, Punk does not need to get over as a heel any more than he is now. He can get himself over as a heel.
Exactly.
This was in absolute poor taste, and my Facebook blew up. And I know on Twitter, I was actually on Twitter, and I actually saw we are not in the majority. A lot of people thought it was a great promo, and maybe me and you we don't find a heart attack funny.
No, I mean, there are some people, yes, that can look past it and all that, but it still doesn't deter the fact that this man almost died, had a severe heart attack, and now they're using it to make money.
You know what really makes me mad, too, is not only that, Troy, but did you notice the video package that they played before he came out? I mean, it looked like it was a promo for a match. Like they had...
Yeah.
What gets me is why did they tape all of the stuff going on backstage with the King?
Who knows?
And think about this, though. If he's having a heart attack, who the hell is carrying a camera around going, let's tape this?
That's what I want to know. I mean, It's like being a celebrity nowadays. If you walk outside or something happens to you, a camera is going to be on you.
I was just shocked by that because we never saw the footage of him backstage.
Mm-mm.
And I said, okay, did they record this Monday so they had footage and they put a package together and they tried to put it into an angle? Because I can't see some douchebag, like you said, following him around, working for WWE. I can't see Vince. I can't even see Vince saying, hey, we need to get a camera on this right now. I can't see that.
I can see them following him to the back and into the ambulance. I can understand that. But it was a quick little part of that video package that really outraged me. But it really outraged, but it made me just kind of hang my head in shame that the company would do this. It was about a 2 or 3 second shot of them actually using the defibrillator on him.
Oh yes.
So at that point, Jerry was gone. He was dead at that point. And I mean, you could see his body jolt from the shock, and that to me is just in terrible taste.
Yeah, that's and again, Twitter blew up after the whole promo, and some people, they can't put their fandom for Punk aside. Look, there was nothing great and this is our opinion. People are going to say, well, you guys don't understand a good angle. If you say that, go to hell. We've known people, in our personal lives that have had heart issues or heart attacks or cancer. I don't find any of that funny.
No, none of it's funny. And even to this day, I'll go on like wrestling message boards, and people make jokes about Owen Hart. Not about his career, but about when he died. And those people, to me, are just absolute morons.
To me, even a guy like John Cena, who I can't stand his wrestling ability and all this stuff, if John Cena, God forbid, had a heart attack tomorrow, that's not funny. There's nothing funny about a human being. I don't care who it is.
It could be your worst enemy.
Yeah.
But still, it's a human being.
Yeah. I don't find the humor in this angle. I really...
And just before anybody blows up the comments about us being on our moral high horse, again, this is our opinions. We're not trying to push this on you. We're just two Joe Schmoes talking wrestling, and this is just what happened to spark our conversation.
I am interested to see if there are other people that thought it was in poor taste. I don't think we're alone, but I have read a lot of comments that people were saying they were fine with it. They thought it was all fun and games. And
this is the first time we've seen this from WWE.
Sure.
Like I said, I mentioned before, they talked about Lawler's mom when she passed away.
Katie Vick.
They brought Eddie's death into the storyline when Randy said that Eddie was in hell. Again, I like Randy Orton, but bad taste.
Yep.
Again, blame it on the writers.
Dave Batista.
Yep.
And there's an example. Batista was very close to Eddie. Very close.
Very.
And he had to go out there and say that. And that brings me back to what you were saying about how you shouldn't blame Punk, blame creative, because, I mean, if you watch Batista's DVD, he was very, very, very close to Eddie Guerrero. So that killed him to say that.
It really makes you think. Stephanie is the head of the writing department.
What is she thinking?
I'm guessing everything has to be okayed by her.
I don't think Triple H has anything to do with this.
Triple H, from what I understand, is in Laurinaitis' old position. He's the executive vice president of talent relations.
Right.
So Triple H, I would guess, has no say in the story writing aspect, but Stephanie is the head of the writing department. You just have to wonder, what is she thinking? Why did she okay this? But then again, Stephanie might have shot it down, but Vince said it was okay.
Right.
So you don't really know who to place blame on here, except for either Stephanie, Vince, or whoever wrote it. You can't, like I said before, you can't blame the wrestler. They're just going out there and saying what they're told to say.
It's their job, yeah. And again, what this is what gets me too, is that the company is all about being against bullies and
being against bullies and being
this,
PG and all this, and then
thing.
You pull this crap.
Yeah, I don't understand. That's almost like, is this a sign that they're going to go back to the old days?
Well, even in the old days, there wasn't much of this. I mean, you could bring up the thing with where Vince had Trish in the ring, Trish Stratus in the ring, had her stripped down to her bra and panties on all fours, barking like a dog.
This bothered me more, though.
Oh, definitely. The thing with Trish was completely fabricated. There was nothing real about it.
Right.
That was just kind of humiliating Trish, if anything. But when you bring the real life aspect, I mean, you can bring real life aspects into wrestling. That can make for some good storylines.
Sure.
But something like this, you got to know where to draw the line.
Yeah, this is too much. I just when I was watching it, honest to God, Troy, I immediately said, "Oh my God, they just went there."
Yeah.
I was shocked. I mean, completely flabbergasted that they did this.
Yeah, when Punk first said it, my first reaction was just like my hand over my mouth, thinking, "Oh my God, did he really just say that?"
Yeah.
The man is like 2 months out of having a severe heart attack, and you're making fun of it.
And then there's also people that will claim now that the whole heart attack was an angle, that they were working us.
Those people are absolute morons.
I can't believe that people would think that. But I mean, when you see this, you wonder sometimes, like, that would be absolutely sick. I mean, that would be way over the top if they pulled that.
If they really think that it was a story, it's all a work, how? If it was a work, don't you think there would have been more camera time devoted to when Jerry collapsed at ringside?
Yeah.
Because mainly, if something happens and the WWE doesn't want you to see it, if it's not story related, they will not show it.
Yeah, they're good.
like with fans running into the ring now, they will not show the fans if they can help it.
Right. Let us know what you think, what you guys think. I would love to see if you guys thought this was too much or...
Too much? Do you think it's fine? Do you think it's a work?
Again, this is our opinion. I think this was not a work. I think the heart attack did happen, and I think this was absolute poor taste from WWE and creative to do this. Punk does not need to get over as a heel any more than he is.
No,
this is sick.
No. The one thing that can kind of tell you that it wasn't a work was the interview that they had with Jerry a few weeks ago.
Sure.
Where his voice was really raspy because he had a tube down his throat so they could feed him.
Yeah, they would. I don't think they would be that stupid to pull a heart attack on TV. I really don't. Although, remember back in the day with Shawn Michaels, I think they had a fake concussion, and they pulled that off great.
You got to remember back, you remember Dawn Marie?
Yeah.
Remember when her dad was in the company?
Oh, yeah, and he died, quote unquote.
He had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, that's true, too. So they have done similar things, but
again, that got a lot of screen time. This, on the other hand, didn't.
No.
And like I said, if it was a work, if it was supposed to be part of the show, don't you think it would get more screen time?
Yeah, I don't believe no. And again, and not to mention, they also had guys like in TNA, like Hulk Hogan was on Twitter, and also Taz and Mike Tenay live on Impact one week said, we wish, even though he works in a different company, we wish Jerry Lawler the best.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That tells you right there.
To them for that.
Yeah, King and Taz are friends, and that was, Now, again, if they pulled the wool over everybody, then... again, that's sick, but I don't think Lawler would fake a heart attack. I don't think he'd be cool with a storyline like that.
No.
That would scare too many people.
It still just blows me away that they would even think about doing this, or the thing with Jerry's mother, or with Eddie, all that. It just...
There comes a point in time, like you said, where it's too much. It's way over the line. It hits home. I mean, imagine if your dad or your mom or you're sitting at home, your grandfather just had a heart attack, and then you watch that. Well, thanks, WWE.
Really?
Thank you so much for bringing me back to that flashback. I mean, seriously, that's terrible.
It's ridiculous.
But we will, maybe we'll even tomorrow's episode will maybe if there's comments. Hopefully there will be by then. We can read some of the comments before we get to tomorrow's episode because I'm really interested to see what people think about this.
Definitely.
And subscribe, please.
Yes, please.
Please subscribe. But we will be back.
Not meaning to whore ourselves. Not meaning to whore ourselves out there and push us. But
we're whoring ourselves.
We do need the subscribers.
Yeah, it's like a cheap hooker on West 6. Absolutely. We'll see you tomorrow outside the ring.
Deuces.